Judicious, and now with another platform that is Manthan, we are starting with. It's a wonderful journey of Hema Foundation that in the Corona period we were able to reach out actively more than 3 lakh students and more than 10,000 students, 10,000 teachers across the country. It was a tremendous response, which shows that there is still great place for the values in society and people want to imbibe it. Today, we'll start our program as our values always teach us after the deep President. I'll invite Arvindji to start the program and then we'll go for our formal program. Arvindji.
Welcome Samtha and Nirja ji.
या कुन्देन्दुतुषारहारधवला या शुभ्रवस्त्रावृता या वीणावरदण्डमण्डितकरा या श्वेतपद्मासना या ब्रह्माच्युतशङ्करप्रभृतिभिः देवैः सदा वन्दिता सा मां पातु सरस्वती भगवती निःशेषजाड्यापहा.
थैंक यू सो मच अरविंद जी। आप सभी को बसंत पंचमी की भी हार्दिक शुभकामनाएं। एक दिन पहले ही हम लोगों ने उसे मनाया है। मैं आज के कार्यक्रम के बारे में थोड़ा सा आपको बता देता हूँ। एक्चुअली अभी तक हम लोग एक प्रोग्राम रन कर रहे थे, हेम वर्च्यूज, दैट वाज मेंट फॉर द स्टूडेंट्स, टीचर्स एंड पेरेंट्स। इट वाज अक्रॉस द सोसाइटी, कोई भी उसको अटेंड कर सकते थे। वी हैड एन ट्रेमेंडस रिस्पॉन्स from the India. We have got great number of people as got associated with him virtues. Then Dr. Chinu Agarwal came with a fantastic idea. Why should not we start a brainstorming session? We academicians can start a brainstorming session that we can really take the topics of the social concerns little farther, that how can we really implement it. Earlier in Hame Virtues program, I was there, Dr. Chinu was there, Dr. Ravi Vijayam was there, but we always believe knowledge is not, can never be confined to certain people. It is there everywhere. So we wanted that other people can come and contribute with their wisdom, knowledge and experience. तो हम लोगों ने फिर ये प्रोग्राम शुरू किया हेम मंथन। हेम मंथन के एक एपिसोड हो चुका है। आज के एपिसोड में हम लोग जो इनफैक्ट डिस्कशन करने वाले हैं वो जुडिशियस यूज ऑफ द सोशल मीडिया। यू नो इट वेरी वेल that by 2025 people are predicting that almost 100 million plus people from India will be actively using the social media. Corona has taught us our 100% academia was on the was on internet, and by 2021 the statistics are predicted almost 70% of the global population will be on the internet users. Now it is very pertinent that with the internet use, some other things will definitely creep in the society and with the people. I was doing a little research and I was really shocked. If you will conduct this research at your part, the top viewed websites of the world, I was really shocked, Chinuji, that out of top 50, 28 websites were having the obscene contents. This is in statistics which social media is giving it to us. What not is happening? If you go to the data of Cyber National Crime Record Bureau, if you'll go to the statistics of the cyber crime, if you'll go to the statistics of the juveniles and this all, you'll find that our youngsters are literally being, I can use the word trapped into a kind of system where there is no way out to it. So it is very pertinent. हम सबके लिए it is very very pertinent that how can we create a kind of system? How can we create a kind of atmosphere? How can we create a kind of a kind of environment around us that the people can really be aware of? I I was really, when going through certain records, I found that this social media misuse is the only area which is statistically, surpassing all the growths, whether it is economical or it is anything. So definitely, it is very very important topic, and it is very very important subject where we should rigorously think about and find some solutions of it. I will introduce today's keynote speakers and speakers. Obviously, there had been lots of credentials go behind their names, but I am not able to recite that much concern owing to the limitations of timing. Today's keynote speakers of our program is Madam Bhavna Chibur. She is a Vice Principal Global Gurugram Global Heights School, a globally certified educator, Microsoft certified educator, a cybersecurity expert, and I was really thrilled to read that she's penned down a book for the cybersecurity for the children for class 6 to 10 standard, and have gotten 22 years of operational and planning and administrative experiences. Madam, Hema Foundation and Hem Manthan is delighted to have you on this platform. Thank you very much for being with us.
मेरा आप सबको अभिनंदन है और मैं आप सबका तहे दिल से शुक्रिया करती हूँ और इस पावन बेला पे आप सबका इस बहुत ही इम्पोर्टेंट विषय पर हम चर्चा के लिए तैयार हैं। क्या सर ये मेरे बोलने का समय है?
मैं आपके बोलने के लिए आऊंगा मैडम, अभी मैं परिचय दे रहा हूँ सबका। थैंक यू वेरी मच।
थैंक यू सो मच, थैंक यू सो मच।
दूसरे हमारे कीनोट स्पीकर हैं मैडम मोनिका अग्रवाल। शी इज अ फाउंडर ऑफ Severity Training and Image Consultancy. She's a corporate trainer, personality development expert, as it appears by looking at her. And she is a parenting coach, image consultant, and the storyteller with over 10 years of experience. We're delighted to have you on Hem Manthan and Hema Foundation, ma'am. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for having me. Thank you, Chinu ma'am, for introducing me to this wonderful platform. And that's also because of social media. So we have a lot to positive also of social media and the things we have to take care of. Thank you.
We have Mrs. Ishwari Chavan. She is a founder chairperson of My Dad's Academy. She's a life coach and internationally licensed teacher for Heal Your Life. And she conducts lots of workshops, and she's a certified counselor for teen empowerment. Welcome you, ma'am, in Hema Foundation.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. We have Dr. Sonali Rathi. She is Vice President of Communal Association Itarasi. We welcome you, ma'am, in Hema Foundation. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you, Chinu.
हमारे साथ में
नागपाल जी, डॉक्टर सोनल कॉलेज में मेरी सीनियर थी और इन लोगों ने मेरी रैगिंग ली थी उस समय।
Oh my God! Sorry for that, Chinu. Very sorry.
नको काय करो.
But the innocence on her face does not appear that she could have put you to the ragging.
He was one of the most notorious seniors we had.
Yeah.
अभी देखो कितनी सौम्य और शालीन लग रही हैं।
Best junior आया हूँ. I never forget Chinu. She was at that time also. She was very genius and something different. डेफिनेटली वी वर श्योर कि चीनू कुछ ना कुछ लाइफ में ऐसा कर दिखाएगी कि हमारे कॉलेज का और हमारे ग्रुप का नाम वो रोशन करेगी. डेफिनेटली शी हैड डन इट, सर.
Hema Foundation is also delighted to have her as an
Yes, sir.
trustee and advisor to the Hema Foundation. We are thankful for her being with us.
Yes, sir.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, sir.
Next, हमारे
Thank
में
you.
you're welcome, ma'am. Amita Devnani ji, she is a consulting psychologist, a parenting expert, and cognitive behavior therapy practitioner. We welcome you, ma'am. आपका
Thank
स्वागत.
you. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for inviting me in this platform. Thanks a lot.
हमारे साथ में अगले प्रतिभागी हैं मैडम स्नेहा काला. She is government empaneled consultant for prevention of sexual harassment. She works as a first respondent for the Fight Back Club, and she's also men's well-being expert. Madam Sneha Kala. Madam Sneha Kala ko, welcome, Madam Sneha Kala.
Yes, hello, sir. Sorry, I was trying to unmute myself. So, yes, I'm a government.
Hema Foundation welcomes you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, sir.
Then we have with us Madam Neenu Kumar. She is head of the Department of Computer Sciences of Venkateshwara International School. 20 years plus का उनका experience है. She has conducted a series of webinars on learning conferences and has worked on various apps like AdPuzzle, Microsoft, Google's. Plethora of experience goes behind her. हम आपका मैडम स्वागत करते हैं हेमा फाउंडेशन में और आशा करते हैं आज के इस बहुत ही महत्वपूर्ण विषय पर हम कुछ अच्छी चर्चा करके समाज को कुछ दे पाए. मैं हमारे एक्सपर्ट पैनल ऑफ हेमा फाउंडेशन से आपका परिचय और करवा दूं. हमारे साथ डॉक्टर चीनू अग्रवाल है. I don't think she needs any kind of introduction. She is a renowned psychologist and psychotherapist and one of the wonderful minds that I personally have ever met, and a TED speaker, and there are many other things with her. She is one of our experts of today's panel discussions.
Thank you so much, Dr. Nagpal. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Then we have Dr. Vijayam Ravi. She is academic director of HEMA Foundation. She is a leading educational consultant and had gotten 40 years plus experience. And personally, which I have seen in her, she's got an uncanny ability to understand anything and make others understand that. We are delighted to have you on this panel discussion. Thank you. हमारे साथ में हेमा फाउंडेशन के एसोसिएट डायरेक्टर श्री राजीव भार्गवा जी भी हैं. He is a tremendous brain who's working with an content development of Kin on Heme Virtues and founder of Opportunities Unlimited. राजीव जी भार्गव, शायद किसी वजह से उनसे हमारा संबंध स्थापित नहीं हो पा रहा है. हम आगे चलते हैं. हमारे अगले प्रतिभागी जो आज के हैं वो हमारी एसोसिएट डायरेक्टर ऑफ हेमा फाउंडेशन मैडम हेतल देसाई हैं. She is the back end brain of these all operations and she is also very actively working on activities part on Heme Virtues. हेतल जी स्वागत है आज के कार्यक्रम में.
Thank you, Nagpal ji. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to this platform.
Thank you so much. चलिए मैं इंट्रोडक्शन के बाद आपको इस प्रोग्राम में आगे लेके चलता हूँ. We all know it that social media is very, very vital and very, very important. People say that we are living in a global village, we are living a tick away. But with all events, there are certain odds which are directly associated with this, and we people are facing it. As I stated, statistics of the social media is revealing something else. एक स्टैनफोर्ड का रिसर्च हुआ था, उसमें कंपेयर किया था एक नेगेटिव इंफॉर्मेशन और एक पॉजिटिव इंफॉर्मेशन. A negative information travels 11,000 times faster than the positive information. And we all know that if judiciously we are not using the social media content, that falls into the negative category, and that can really make a great impact. I mean, like irreversible impact on the impressionable minds. That is why we have chosen today's topic, judicious use of social media. Without taking much time in introducing the topic further, I would directly invite our today's keynote speaker that she comes and helps us understand about more about it, Madam Bhavna Chiba. Can I please invite her and welcome her? आपका स्वागत है मैडम.
धन्यवाद सर. I Bhavna Chibbar. I need an help from IT team so that you can admit. I just request the IT team to admit the members now. I'll be focusing on my topic now. I, Bhavna Chibbar, feel honored to be a keynote speaker for this discussion and feel privileged to be among us, among with all these dignitaries. I congratulate HEMA Foundation, first of all, for conducting this discussion. Now, I'll start with what Sir has said right now, that there is a statistics which shows that negative information flows very faster than the positive. सर इसको एक छोटे से उदाहरण से मैं पेश करना चाहूंगी. अगर मुझे रोज नियमित रूप से समय पर वॉक करने जाना है, वी नीड टू फोर्स आवरसेल्फ. ये एक अच्छी आदत है, हम सब जानते हैं कि ये एक अच्छी आदत है, पर इस अच्छी आदत को अपने साथ रखने के लिए और उसको चलाने के लिए हमें उसको पुरजोर कोशिश करनी पड़ती है, समय निकालना पड़ता है. और गंदी आदत मतलब सैर पे नहीं जाना, वो तो हमें लगी ही हुई है. So it is like कि it is like just we need to correlate. So the topic itself says judicious use of social media. हमें बैलेंस क्रिएट करना है, हमें एक अपने आप को नियमित करना है. हाउ टू गो अहेड विद दिस. I will be focusing on few more things, and I am just sharing my screen, wherein I'm going to share these few points which I want all of you, those who are listening, those who are watching this session, to know. So let's start with the quotation given by a great philosopher, Jeff Entire. Social media is like a snowball rolling down the hill. It's picking up speed. After some time, it is going to be the standard. So social media is a form of electronic communication, we all know, and we all are using it right now. We all are right now on a same platform just because of this social media only. So we love to be a part of it, but we need to see how, what, when, and how much to be used for. Disruption caused by this pandemic is the first signal to emerge into the new world of technology. Social media has changed the way of community among society. It is worth depicting that technological outreach is a great forum to garnish knowledge, to update skills, by self-learning, to open minds and hearts, to admire the wonders of the world. So many social platforms are available right now. You can see we have Twitter, Hangouts, Instagram, Vine, Tumblr, Snapchat, Facebook, Messenger. N number of platforms are available. India has recorded, now coming on to statistics, India has recorded 34.4 million Twitter users in 2019 and 460 million active internet users. See the graph, see the numbers, what does this say? The opportunities for continuous participation in national or international conversation has impacted almost every sphere of life, and all types of professionals are not untouched from these technological developments. Social media is among the topmost 10 addictions in the world now.
Very rightly said.
That time has gone, that there were some different kinds of addictions. Now this is one of the top 10, it comes in the top 10 list. Now, for this reason, so many things are coming on. Yesterday, I was watching NDTV and they were talking about ध्यान रखिएगा ये कैमरा आपके जो मोबाइल में है, आपके लैपटॉप में ये आपको देख रहा है, ये आपकी सारी चीजों को नोटिस कर रहा है. तो cyber attack and cyber noise has become a serious issue now. Cyber crimes, and I'm very much closely attached with so many students, so many parents, those who have been affected with this, and I keep on counseling them also. So what we do, we keep on checking our phone, we keep on checking our mobile. Is there any message, is there any mail, is there any message, is there any mail? So this has become our habit, and everyone, even sometimes I also behave like that. I'm not saying that I'm not. So everyone, even we were about to start the session, so I was checking, is there any message from the team, is there any mail from the team? So everyone is like actually we are actually in danger in producing the generation that are listening and acting less to the situations that are worth to act upon.
That's
This
the
is,
only discussion of what to
yes,
do for
this
that.
is the problem. This is the problem. Where is the distractions? I'll just say two lines on it. Administration is all to become cautious. A keen observe is the key to become judicious. Social media is a flower that blooms at times, but can be healthy, malicious. So, just to match judicious and malicious, I've just framed two lines to correlate and tell you, yes, I would like to say this is the time you should start digital detoxification. This is very much required now. If you will not digitally detoxify yourself, you have to keep your mobile at some place wherein you're not going to use it for some time. Just give that signal to your brain that I'm not going to use that. I'm not going to use that. This is this kind of a scenario. A child want to study, but check me, check me, check me. Facebook is probing them, probing them. Please check me, please check me. I'm here, I'm here, I'm here. So this is kind of you can say a kind of a broken focus syndrome, which my students right now, I'm talking about generation alpha generation. This generation is basically for especially if you ask me, these students of starting from 12 to 13 years, of 22 23 years, they are just in a very bad shape right now. So I'm going to share some statistics. As per the Harvard study University, self-disclosure. Now this is very important. Self-disclosure, wherein I just want you to focus on, is what they say is that self-disclosure on social networking sites light up the same part of the brain that also ignites when taking an addictive substance. It's a chemical reaction, as I know everybody is aware of. When someone experiences something rewarding or uses an addictive substance, neurons in the principal dopamine produces areas in the brain are activated,
Correct.
causing dopamine levels to rise. Therefore, the brain receives a reward and associate that drug or activity with a positive enforcement.
Yes.
So this is what is happening. 100 like means I'm top of the world. 200 means my YouTube likes are 200 means I am the boss. And if I have a followers on LinkedIn and I'm a professional, I have a 500 plus connections, so means I am on the top of the world. So this is what a kind of a chemical reaction which comes in your mind, and social media provides an endless amount of immediate rewards in the form of attention from others. You feel happy when you put status. I oftenly ask people, why you put status on your WhatsApp or on your any other social media? They feel that when we check, there are so many views. They all are liking me. They're just they're following me. So they feel very happy. So therefore, the brain rewires itself through this positive enforcement, making people desire likes, retweets, emotions, reactions, and everything. And this continuous use eventually leads to multiple interpersonal problems also, such as ignoring real life relationship. Must be so many things which you have seen that and, mother, father, child, everybody sitting with their mobile. They are not talking to each other. They are not having a discussion with each other, but everybody is on their phones. The next thing I'll be focusing on doom scrolling. This is again a very, very serious issue wherein we tend to see the news articles. It's increasing that this COVID pandemic. We used to see the negative every time. We used to see how many cases, how many cases. So we used to see our social media. We used to see on Google. We used to see on all the social media platform that obsessive searching is there. Obsessive doom scrolling and doom surfing. There are two terms which I'm denoting here. Basically, it is all about searching and obsessive searching and surfing of the negative news.
Mhm.
So experts say that obsessive searching for information can have numerous mental health effects, including an increase in stress. They
I
add that saying,
definitely agree, ma'am. I 100% agree with everything, whatever you're saying. How can we really work on it? How can we prevent these all things? That remains a very, very burning question. With we are having around 4 to 5 minutes in your time. I mean, like, how can we really work on it? That's really very, very important for all of us. We want to understand.
yes, for this reason, we need to give them the regular counseling
Okay.
to whomsoever you are attached with, being a parent, being an educationist, being say a teacher, whatever role you are playing in the society, you need to, and charity start with self. Firstly, you need to understand. You
Mhm.
need to make 1 hour for you wherein you are going to detoxify, digital detoxification. You have to do firstly, and then you have to train your kids also.
Correct.
It's very nice. You need to create a balance. If you will not create a balance for your usage in this, I just tell them you just do less scrolling and more living.
Okay.
Focus on what you want. Social media is very good. It's very nice platform. It has, I believe, or break all the barriers. Now there is no boundary, no country. Each and everybody is connected to each other. Say I am here from Gurugram, you are here from different regions of this country. So, and even there are international conference I've joined. So there is no so it is, you have to decide and you have to train these students. I keep on counseling my students, especially from class 3 onward, that how you have to deal with it. How I have seen the students that class is on and they're playing games on that laptop, and there are a number of cases there. They want, right now there is a big craze of young girls. I'm just focusing, I'm just pressing on this word young girls starting from age 10, that they want to have their Instagram page.
Mhm.
So this is a kind of a, and it's a peer pressure. It is not about, oh, I have, you don't have. So this is a kind of a peer pressure. So we need to do such kind of a counseling session. This is the only way out. You have to talk to your kids, you have to talk to your students as a friend, as a philosopher, as a counselor, as a guardian, whatever you feel like.
Thank you so much, ma'am. It's wonderful, really enlightening, and deep digital detoxification. What a wonderful term we have used. That's really great. And the
Yeah.
counseling. These are the two things you have promoted here.
Sir,
Uh,
I would like to talk about insomnia also, because
can we take
students.
another minute, ma'am?
Okay, fine, fine. Okay. So, may I close the session?
Please go ahead.
Fine. So, I'll just talk about, I'm just sharing my presentation again. Is it visible, sir?
It's
My
not.
pre- it's not.
If you could brief us about.
Okay, fine. I just want to. I'll share some. Yeah. So insomnia, I just want to kind of tell here basically students, young age students, especially of this late 20s and early 20s, they are having this problem right now. Even the students of say age 12, I've seen the cases that they are coming and having a session with the doctors that they are not able to sleep because they want to be online all the time. This is their problem. So this is their problem which we need to focus and talk about. So I believe we have already talked about positive aspect, social leadership, which we are talking about, strengthening social networks, connect, solve, innovate, share. This is what social media is helping us to do so. And negative aspect, if we talk about, there are depression, anxiety, less self-control, overeating, hive mind, fear of missing out, FOMO, we say it is short term, PTSD trigger, lower self-esteem, depression. All these are the negative effect of social media. So
That is why Manthan was starting this program. What should we do
yes.
about it?
So I just want to be, your answer is yes, sir. Be a social media warrior. Not a corona warrior. You are through with that. Now you have to be a social media warrior.
Please,
So we don't have a choice on whether we do social media. The question is how well we do it.
please credit us that we have started as a social media warrior.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I would recommend this book,
Thank you
Hooked
so much.
by
I would,
Neil Nile, and I just I'll end up with my I'll rest my speech with this few lines which I have written. Staying positive is difficult, but is not impossible. You are the one who can make it possible. Don't fly on the praises, but run on the ground. I know it's just getting a pound. Do not doom scroll and spread negativity, but stay positive and enhance positivity.
thank you so much.
Moments are there at all places. Be a role model rather spreading toolkits. I'm sure social media is a platform that will rise you from all the pits.
Thank you so
Use
much.
social media,
Oh,
but use with restrictions, sir.
thank you so much. Thank you so much. I really appreciate the term digital detoxification and counseling and stay positive. That was fantastic. I'll take in another minute. We have got our creative director and the trustee, Madam Anita Maheshri, joined us a little late. And I was informed that she's there. I welcome her if she is still there. And Mr. Rajiv Bhargav has already joined us. I would request Arvindji to flashlight him also once. And in my introduction, I missed a name, Madam Samatha Kandapu. Please ignore my pronunciation errors. She is a wonderful person who is a counseling psychologist and had got around 15 years of experience. And she's CBT and REBT therapist.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for having me with you.
Thank you so much. I'll move on with the program, and I would request all the panelists to keep in mind that we have 1 hour and 30 minutes are left. And I would call upon Madam Monica Agrawal to come and have her valuable lessons for this topic, judicious use of social media networks. Madam Monica Agrawal.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me today again once more. मैं एक कहानी से शुरू करती हूँ. एक बहुत ही ब्यूटीफुल टर्म भावना जी ने दिया, सोशल मीडिया वॉरियर्स. उसी की कहानी सुनाती हूँ आपको. सो एक लेडी थी, उसके 2 टीनेज बच्चे थे और ये माहौल तो चल ही रहा था. आई डोंट यूज द वर्ड क्योंकि मैं वर्ड पावर में बिलीव करती हूँ, सो आई नेवर नेम द डिजीज. तो वो आपको पता ही है क्या चल रहा था माहौल. और जब पहला लॉकडाउन हुआ, जब मोदी जी ने भारत बंद किया, So she said कि अब मैं क्या करूं, lot of negativity is going around, numbers ये हो जाएगा, इटली में ये हो रहा है, स्पेन में ये हो रहा है, इंडिया में क्या होगा. So she was not content sitting at home and worrying, and she did not have television at her home. She has thrown away it long ago. So what she did, she started sharing positive stories, one story at a time, which talked about circle of influence, circle of concern, about grounding, about anxiety handling, which were of course her topics, but in a form of a story. और धीरे धीरे बहुत से लोग जुड़ते चले गए, जुड़ते चले गए, जुड़ते चले गए. लोग कहते थे हम नंबर्स की जगह आपकी स्टोरी सुनते हैं, बच्चों के संग शेयर करते हैं, मैं अपनी मम्मी को फॉरवर्ड कर रही हूँ, मैं अपने ग्रैंड चिल्ड्रन को फॉरवर्ड कर रही हूँ आपकी स्टोरीज टू हैंडल दिस सिचुएशन. And so she became the social media warrior. So that was me. So my first story was released on the day of the first Bharat Bandh in March. And that was also when my first Zoom class started. So मेरा life में एक ही मंत्र है, be the change you want to see in the world.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Unless you start, देखिए प्रॉब्लम्स बहुत हैं, मंथन हम करते हैं, सबको पता है आजकल गूगल का जमाना है, विकिपीडिया पे भी है, सब उसी जनरेशन के हैं. बट व्हाट इज द सोल्यूशन? ये आई नो मंथन इज फाइंडिंग द सोल्यूशन. सो सोल्यूशन क्या है? मेरे पास एक ही सोल्यूशन है, बी द चेंज यू वांट टू सी इन द वर्ल्ड. सो हमें क्या बनना है? कंटेंट कंज्यूम करते हैं, हम बहुत कंज्यूम करते हैं. हमें बनना है एज द लीडर्स इन एजुकेशनल. आप सब तो मेरे से बहुत ज्यादा सीनियर हो, बहुत ही सीनियर पोस्ट पे हो, एंड आपकी एक जो पर्सनल ब्रांडिंग है मेरे से आई एम बिलीव बहुत हाई है. इसका मतलब क्या होता है? मीन्स हमारे वर्ड की वैल्यू क्या है? एज अ इमेज कंसल्टेंट आई डोंट जस्ट टॉक अबाउट हाउ आई लुक, हाउ कैन यू लुक मोर ब्यूटीफुल, नॉट जस्ट द अपीयरेंस. इमेज इज कि आपका एक सोसाइटी में आपके शब्दों की वैल्यू क्या है, आपकी गुडविल क्या है. अगर आज आप जैसा कोई इतना सीनियर पर्सन कहता है कि ये सही है, ये गलत है, तो उसको 10,000 लोग सुनते हैं. सो अगर मैं एक इंस्टाग्राम पे, फेसबुक पे, यूट्यूब पे कुछ भी डालती हूँ, मुझे पता है देयर आर पीपल लिसनिंग. सो आई कैन यूज दैट पावर टू आइदर क्रिएट अ पॉजिटिव एनवायरमेंट or just a negative environment, as everyone else was already doing. And I made a conscious effort. और ये मैंने किसी और के लिए नहीं किया, मैंने अपने खुद के लिए स्टार्ट किया था, बिकॉज मैं नहीं सुनना चाहती थी नेगेटिव न्यूज, मैं नंबर्स नहीं देखना चाहती थी, मैं बाहर नहीं जा सकती थी, मैं रोज ऐसे तैयार होके कुछ शूट करना चाहती थी. सो आई फील गुड. एंड व्हेन प्योरली सेल्फिश रीजन से ये चैनल शुरू हुआ था, बट जैसे जैसे लोग जुड़ते गए, आई रियलाइज कितना पावरफुल मीडियम बन गया है. एंड दैट इज, मैंने प्योरली प्योर इंटेंशन से किया था, और आई डिड नॉट रियलाइज कि मुझे इसका कमर्शियल भी इतना फायदा होगा. एंड जस्ट वॉचिंग माई कंटेंट, आई गॉट मोर वर्क देन आई डिड एवर इन माई लाइफ ड्यूरिंग द पेंडेमिक.
Congratulations.
थैंक यू. और इसका एक ही कारण था, माई सोल मोटो वॉज टू स्प्रेड पॉजिटिविटी.
Fantastic.
प्रॉब्लम्स हैं, प्रॉब्लम्स हर फील्ड में है. किसी भी चीज की अतिशयोक्ति होगी तो वो प्रॉब्लम बन जाएगी. इट इज जस्ट वी हैव टू क्रिएट द बैलेंस. अगर हम गलत चीज शेयर नहीं करेंगे, गांधी जी के 3 बंदरों जैसे गलत चीज शेयर नहीं करेंगे, गलत चीज देखेंगे नहीं, उसको व्यूज नहीं देंगे, उसको शेयर्स नहीं देंगे, वो कंटेंट मर जाएगा. कंटेंट बढ़ता कैसे?
Be a rational mind, actually you want to talk.
कंटेंट हमसे ही बढ़ता है. सो बी माइंडफुल ऑफ व्हाट वी आर शेयरिंग, क्रिएट पॉजिटिव. और क्योंकि हम बच्चों की बात कर रहे हैं, हम लोग इन्फ्लुएंसर हैं, तो वर्ड इज नॉट इंफॉर्मेशन, वर्ड इज नॉट एजुकेशन, आज का शब्द है इंफोटेनमेंट. अगर आप जो बोल रहे हैं जैसे स्टोरी टेलिंग, एनीथिंग, अनलेस आपको मजा नहीं आएगा, या कौन सुनेगा आपको बैठ के 1 घंटा, मैं खुद नहीं सुन सकती. सो इफ आई वांट पीपल टू लिसन टू मी, आई हैव टू से समथिंग दैट इज नॉट जस्ट इंफॉर्मेटिव. ज्ञान सबके पास बहुत है, गूगल के जमाने के हैं हम लोग अगेन, और हमारे बच्चे उससे भी ज्यादा गूगल के जमाने के, उनको सब पता है।
हाँ, इंफॉर्मेशन तो है मैडम, ज्ञान की थोड़ी कमी है।
हाँ, वो इंफॉर्मेशन और ज्ञान के बीच में वो जो हो गया है ना आजकल, इंफॉर्मेशन ज्ञान का बीच एक बड़ा सा वो बन गया है, कंफ्यूजन।
आई एग्री।
सो प्रॉब्लम इज वी हैव टू रीच टू देम,
करेक्ट।
और टू रीच देम वी हैव टू थिंक फ्रॉम देयर माइंडसेट। जब हम बड़े लोग एडिक्टेड हो रहे हैं, और क्यों नहीं होंगे भाई, डोपामिन मिल रहा है हमें, छोटी छोटी विंस, मैंने अच्छी सी पिक्चर डाली 100 कमेंट्स आ गए, मुझे लाइफ में किसी ने 100 लोगों ने नहीं कहा लुकिंग गॉर्जियस, तो अच्छा लगेगा, क्यों नहीं लगेगा। सो यू आर गेटिंग डोपामिन, यू आर गिविंग कॉम्प्लीमेंट्स टू अदर पीपल, यू आर सोशलाइजिंग, ऑक्सीटोसिन भी आ रहा है, एंडोफॉर्मिन भी आ रहा है, सब केमिकल्स तो आ रहे हैं, तो क्यों नहीं करेंगे। पॉइंट इज टू गिव द राइट कंटेंट so that we are able to control the content. बहुत ज्यादा कंट्रोल नहीं कर पाएंगे,
That's the only problem.
हम सबको पता है कि इतना बड़ा समंदर है उसमें। अब नाउ एज पेरेंट्स, एज एजुकेशनलिस्ट, देखो बच्चों को मीम्स चाहिए, दे फील इट फनी, बच्चों को एंटरटेनमेंट चाहिए, एंड नेगेटिविटी भी हो रही है। तो उसके लिए हमें एज क्या करना है, कनेक्ट बनना है, कम्युनिकेशन करना है। वी हैव टू वॉच व्हाट चिल्ड्रन आर वॉचिंग। आपको पता है मैं आजकल जापानीज कार्टून देख रही हूँ, उसका नाम भी पता है, एनिमे। बिकॉज हर दूसरा पेरेंट जो मेरे पास आता है वो यही कहता है कि ये पता नहीं क्या जापानीज कार्टून देखता रहता है, वही ड्रॉ करता है। और आई एम श्योर, आर यू फेसिंग दिस प्रॉब्लम ऑफ जापानीज एनिमे?
We are definitely knowing about it, but आजकल जो सबसे ज्यादा हो रहा है, पेरेंट्स आते हैं और ये बोलते हैं कि सर बहुत इंटेलिजेंट है, मोबाइल को बहुत अच्छे से ऑपरेट कर लेता है।
या सो वी ऑल नो, पर वो मोबाइल में देख क्या रहा है, दैट वी नीड टू बी अवेयर ऑफ। उसका सोल्यूशन कम्युनिकेशन है। देखिए, आप बहुत ज्यादा कंट्रोल नहीं कर पाएंगे, उसके हाथ में स्क्रीन हम ही ने दी है, और इस स्क्रीन में कितना पेरेंटल कंट्रोल और ये कंट्रोल वो कंट्रोल, दे आर स्मार्टर देन अस, दे नो टेक्नोलॉजी मच मोर देन अस। सो हमारे पास हथियार के टाइम के एक ही चीज है, कम्युनिकेशन एंड एक्सेप्टेंस। हमको वो जो हमारी तार है हमारे बच्चे के संग, कम्युनिकेशन की इस लेवल पे जानी है। वो जो पहले था ना, पेरेंट और टीचर और वो वाला, जैसे ट्रांजैक्शन एनालिसिस पे आऊंगी मैं थोड़ा सा, कि पेरेंट और चाइल्ड वाला रिलेशन नहीं चल रहा है इन लोगों। वी हैव टू बी एन एडल्ट टू एडल्ट कन्वर्सेशन, वी हैव टू हैव अ कनेक्ट विद देम टू नो व्हाट दे आर वाचिंग एंड व्हाट दे। अब अगेन सब कुछ नहीं पता चलने वाला, हम भी पेरेंट्स को, लाइक व्हेन वी वर 15-16 दे डिड नॉट नो एवरीथिंग। सो दैट इज ट्रू। So somewhere the faith and the trust has to be there, and exposure चाहिए बच्चे को। आज अगर मेरी 16 इयर्स की डॉटर या मेरा 18 इयर्स का बेटा कहीं वर्ल्ड में बाहर जाके कुछ करना चाह रहा है, तो he needs the information, he needs updated, and they need that information. So as a parent or as a educationalist, both, I work with teenagers and I have 2 teenagers of my own. तो हमें करना क्या है, उनसे बात करते रहना है। We have to have that communication. सोशल मीडिया कोई हवा नहीं है हमें, बट उनसे कनेक्ट रखना है। एक तो अपनी इमेज, सोशल मीडिया पे हमारी इमेज क्या पोर्ट्रे हो रही है, वी हैव टू बी माइंडफुल ऑफ दैट, एंड वी हैव टू टेल चिल्ड्रन ऑल्सो कि ये जो साइबर फुटप्रिंट्स होते हैं ये कहीं नहीं जाते। आपको लग रहा है अभी तो मैं 15 साल का हूँ, अभी तो मैं 14 साल का हूँ, क्या फर्क पड़ता है, कुछ भी डाल सकता हूँ मैं कुछ, बट एवरीथिंग यू शेयर, every comment you make, every kind of like you do, अगर आप एक कंटेंट को लाइक कर रहे हैं, वो आपकी थॉट को कहीं ना कहीं दिखा रहा है कि आपने उसका कनेक्ट बनाया, तभी आपने लाइक किया ना उस कंटेंट को, और आपने व्हाट्सएप फॉरवर्ड करा है, आपने कुछ भी शेयर किया है, दैट टेल्स अ लॉट अबाउट व्हाट यू आर, एंड द चिल्ड्रन नीड टू नो कि जो हम शेयर कर रहे हैं वो लॉन्ग रन में हमारी इमेज दिखाएगा। कंटेंट नहीं जाता है, डिलीट कर दो, फिर भी वो ना सर्वर्स पे रहता है।
Thank you so much. I take away from here, ma'am. I have to take away from here. It is really excellent. And the suggestions that has come from your side is create a balance, a rational mind, and a very important information that is really, really very vital for we all us here, that we have to create a communication channel in between us and the teenagers.
Yes,
It is,
sir.
मुझे लगता है कि सारे educational institutes को they must have a good number of programs. We are having the cyber security awareness of India. We are having crime record bureaus. They all are having very good academic literatures that can be spread amongst the society. Children can be made aware of it. और आपने बहुत अच्छा बोला. We need to really believe in adult to adult communication. You cannot really consider them children anymore.
Yes.
Thank you so much. It was really great. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you, Nagpal. Sir, thank you so much. I have just parting word is this only. See, you cannot control them. साइबर जो ये वर्कशॉप्स होती है हर स्कूल में होती है. इवन नीति आयोग से लोग आके सब कुछ बताते हैं, बच्चों को सब कुछ पता है. बट एज अ हमें उनको फ्रेंड वाला एक रिलेशन की वो हमसे शेयर कर सके. Something wrong happens with my own son happened. उनके फाइट हो गई ड्यूरिंग अ गेम. So first thing I said, अपनी मैम को बताओ. मैं तुमको जानती हूँ, मैं तुम्हारी क्लास के दूसरे लड़के को नहीं जानती जिससे तुम्हारी पबजी खेलते हुए लड़ाई हो गई. You have to tell your teacher because she knows the best. And the teacher was so happy to. Thank you, ma'am. कि बच्चे ने मेरे
जानी चाहिए थी.
Yes, ma'am, sir.
पबजी खेलते हुए तो लड़ाई हो ही जानी चाहिए थी.
Definitely. And when the school went, has to be involved. Sure. And there is only so much you can do. There is so much, very less control we have that we have to accept.
Thank
only
you so
thing we have is communication. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. These were our keynote speakers, and they have really helped us understand this topic very in elaborate terms. Digital detoxification, regular counselings, adult to adult communication, coordination and communication channel must always be there. हमारे आज और भी स्पीकर्स हैं, मैं अब उनको आगे आमंत्रित करता हूं. हमारे नेक्स्ट स्पीकर हैं मैडम ईश्वरी चौहान. मैं उनको इनवाइट करता हूं और विद इन स्मॉल इंटरजेक्शन दैट वी हैव अराउंड 4 to 5 minutes, मैम. प्लीज मैडम ईश्वरी चौहान, could you unmute yourself, ma'am?
Yeah, thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. And our keynote speakers have told us how powerful this tool is, social media, and how powerful it is. They have dealt with the advantages and disadvantages also. And these days, with the lockdown and this going on, we are completely engulfed, engrossed, and embedded in it. Everything is now happening through it. So it has become a part and parcel of our daily routine. It's become a necessity. And now with our little ones, the school children, it has so happened that we could reach to them only through this media. And yeah, and for them too, this was the only source of engaging, learning, connecting, entertainment. So now if we say we want to stop them from using it, or we want to control them by using it, it will be a controversial issue or confusing for the kids. और ऐसे भी humorously कहा जाता था कि before lockdown, the mobiles were not allowed in the schools, and now school is only running on the mobiles.
Schools were not allowed without mobiles.
It's a paradox now, and so it's a possibility, deep possibility, that children have been addicted. I'm talking even about my preschool and primary children, addicted, and it may be staying along if when we regularly start our normal schooling also. So now the question is going to be, how do we what measures we take, how do we help them to get out of this or use it judiciously and sensibly. So what I feel as a educator and a head of the school, I feel we need to take conscious efforts through communicating and building an awareness in them that anything excess is detrimental for our growth. It doesn't work. It imbalances us, as ma'am has told. Yeah. So we need to be very much strongly communicating them that anything excess, like for example, too much eating, too much dieting, we see the ill effects of it. And that we can do through storytelling, debates, and many real life stories also. And a lot of things we can do. And secondly, what we can do is, we need to actually tell them the actual usage of social media.
Okay.
It's not for the personal use actually, and at this age, it's for business purpose, for like building brands. If you have to promote yourself, if you have some activities, talents, for that it has to be used actually. So if we can do that, that will be helping them to understand.
I think you're talking only this thing that we need to make students intelligent enough to understand right and wrong. Our communication channel should always be
right. Third, we need to expose them actually to other influences of life, like 100%. Taking them for nature, taking into nature, connecting them to nature through trekkings, hikings, and all. Yeah. So they experience the impact, beautiful impact of that in their lives.
Excellent.
And we need to focus even on engaging them in other activities, physical activities like music, sports, arts, and all. And that children learn and pick up experientially a lot. When they get the experience of that, they may not divert so much
to the social
media. And one thing very important is, we know children learn through observations. They pick up fast through observations. So we need to be the role models. Exactly. We need to walk our talk. So we need to have the balance. Correct. And if required, and if not necessary, we shouldn't have our personal accounts. I personally don't have Facebook and Instagram account. And we need to encourage our parents too for it.
Very high price for the role modeling, by the way. Thank you. I do have to take it from here onwards. Your inputs were really very strong, that you have to work. How can we substitute the social media use?
Right. Yeah. And finally, what we should do actually is build very strong, well-formed minds with positive self-image, where they know what their strengths are, who they are, what they are good at.
When we were starting this HEM formation, HEM virtues, no?
Yeah.
Our purpose was only one, that how can we really divert students with values with academics.
Right. So they feel responsible for themselves only to choose what is right for them, good for them. And we as school educators should aggressively do this, and social media itself should do it for the masses and the entire society.
I'll definitely take it, and I'll try to role model for some time.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for being on Manthan. Now I would invite Madam Amita Devnani to have her opinions.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for inviting me. So definitely सोशल मीडिया के तो हम बहुत सारे देख रहे हैं कि ड्रॉबैक्स बहुत सारे हैं और फायदे भी बहुत सारे हैं, क्योंकि आजकल के टाइम में बच्चों को अगर कोई भी इंफॉर्मेशन चाहिए, किसी भी तरीके की इंफॉर्मेशन उनको सोशल मीडिया में मिल सकती है। अगर उनको एजुकेशन से रिलेटेड कुछ जानना है, उनको सोशल मीडिया में बहुत कुछ अवेलेबल है। कोई पीडीएफ चाहिए, स्कूल टीचर्स के इनके एप्स बने हुए हैं, वहां पर एक दूसरे से कनेक्ट करके बहुत सारी लर्निंग प्रोसेस चलती है। सो इट्स लाइक कि इसके फायदे भी बहुत है। अगर हम यहाँ से चीजों को देखें, हमें अगर कोई कैरियर ऑप्शन देखना है तो हम अगर डालते हैं गूगल पे या सोशल मीडिया में सर्च करते हैं, हमें वेरियस ऑप्शंस दिखते हैं, डिफरेंट स्ट्रीम्स दिखती हैं। और इसके अलावा अगर हम जाते हैं, अगर हमें कोई अपना बिजनेस सेट करना है, हमें अपना कैरियर सेट करना है, अगर मैं मान लो एज ए बेकर अपने आप को सेट करना चाहती हूँ, तो सोशल मीडिया में, इंस्टा में मैं अपने फोटोज डाल रही हूँ, तो वहां से मेरे को क्लाइंट्स मिल रहे हैं। मैं एज ए साइकोलॉजिस्ट वर्क करना चाह रही हूँ, मैं अपने वीडियोज डाल रही हूँ, तो वहां से मुझे वर्क मिल रहा है। सो इट मीन्स कि सोशल मीडिया जो है हमारे बहुत काम की चीज है। ओके, देन जैसे मैंने बचपन में पढ़ा था एक साइंस के ऊपर ऐसे कि साइंस जो है हमारा बहुत अच्छा सर्वेंट हो सकता है, लेकिन बहुत बुरा मास्टर होता है अगर वो हमारे ऊपर हावी हो जाए। तो ये आजकल सोशल मीडिया के कंटेक्स्ट में बहुत ज्यादा सही है कि सोशल मीडिया जो है अगर आप उसको एज ए सर्वेंट, एज ए मीन, एज ए टूल यूज कर रहे हो तो इट इज वेरी गुड फॉर यू। आपकी ग्रोथ, इमेंस ग्रोथ यहाँ पर होती है। बच्चों की इमेंस ग्रोथ हम देखते हैं, हमारी अपनी पर्सनली इमेंस ग्रोथ देखते हैं अगर हम सही तरीके से सही चैनल की चीजें देखें, सही ग्रुप ज्वाइन करें। मैं एक साइकोलॉजिस्ट हूँ, मैं फेसबुक में साइकोलॉजी के ग्रुप ज्वाइन करती हूँ, मुझे ट्रेमेंडस नॉलेज वहां से मिलती है। बच्चे जिस एरिया में वर्क कर रहे हैं वहां से अगर वो फेसबुक के उन ग्रुप्स को ज्वाइन करते हैं, उनके लिए बहुत बेनिफिशियल होता है। लेकिन प्रॉब्लम कहाँ पर है? प्रॉब्लम ये है कि जब हम सोशल मीडिया को अपनी अप्रूवल सीकिंग में ले लेते हैं कि मुझे अपने आप को अप्रूवल कराना है, फिर मैं अपनी पर्सनल लाइफ को ऐसे शोकेस करता हूँ कि लाइक मेरे से अच्छा कोई नहीं है, मेरे बहुत अच्छे रिलेशनशिप चल रहे हैं, मैं इतना अच्छा खाना खा रहा हूँ, मैं हर चीज सोशल मीडिया में एज ए मॉडल अपने आप को प्रेजेंट कर रहा हूँ कि मुझे लोग अप्रूवल दें। और अप्रूवल सीकिंग बिहेवियर जो है मेरा, दैट इज इंस्टेंट ग्रेटिफिकेशन वाला बिहेवियर है कि मुझे लाइक मिल रहा है, कितने लाइक मिल रहे हैं एवरी टाइम मेरा फोन पे कोई टिक बज रहा है और मैं दिख रहा हूँ कि अरे मुझे कोई लाइक मिला क्या, अच्छा मुझे कोई कमेंट मिला क्या। एंड देन कॉन्स्टेंटली मेरे जो है मेरे दिमाग में हमेशा डोपामीन रिलीज जो कहते हैं वो चलता रहता है। और ये डेफिनेटली बाद में जा करके ये हमारे अंदर फॉल्स आइडेंटिटी पैदा कर रहे हैं। इट इज नॉट ए ट्रू आइडेंटिटी हमारी। वहां से हमारे अंदर एंगर, एंग्जाइटी एंड डिप्रेशन बहुत डीप डाउन पैदा होता है, क्योंकि हमें अपने आप को बस शोकेस करना है, वॉट एवर वी आर। हमारा रियल पर्पस क्या है, मुझे क्यों कनेक्ट करना है, ये मुझे समझ में नहीं आता है। सो फॉर सोशल मीडिया वी विल हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड कि हमें एग्जैक्टली सोशल मीडिया में करना क्या है, मेरा पर्पस क्या है। अगर मेरा पर्पस एज ए ट्रेनर या मेरा पर्पस ये है कि मुझे एज ए स्टडी अपने आप को ग्रो करना है एज ए स्टूडेंट, मैंने अपने पर्पस को देख करके मैंने अपना एनालाइज किया एंड देन मैं वहां से उसको यूज कर रहा हूँ। यानी सोशल मीडिया को एज ए टूल यूज कर रहा हूँ अपने आप को आगे ले जाने के लिए, नॉट अ सर्वेंट बन के कि नहीं मेरे को अप्रूवल चाहिए लोगों का। सो पेरेंट्स को इस बात को खुद को भी रिकॉग्नाइज करना है कि व्हाई वी आर यूजिंग, क्योंकि हमारा एक पोस्ट दूसरों को बहुत इफेक्ट डालता है और दूसरों का पोस्ट हमें बहुत इफेक्ट डालता है। तो उसको पोस्ट करते समय इट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट कि हम समझे कि हम डाल क्या रहे हैं, उस
You're basically,
कंटेंट का कंट्रीब्यूटरी लेवल क्या है, उसका क्या कंट्रीब्यूशन है एज ए सोसाइटी में।
I think I can understand you, you're talking about that social media education is very, very important.
यस
Not
डेफिनेटली,
only to the children, but to the parents also. It is very important what they are posting.
यस
So
वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट,
you're talking about the social media awareness, pros and cons should be educated to the children. And
यस डेफिनेटली, यस।
I really thank you. Thank you very much. It's a very strong input and we can really take it forward from here, ma'am. Thank you so much. I would invite Madam Sneha Kala to have her opinions on judicious use of social media.
Yes, thank you so much, Dr. Singh, and I really agree with Ms. Devnani, Amita ji, that definitely practice what you preach should be the mantra to have a just judicious use of social media. I see a lot of people using hashtags. I see a lot of people using links. Even I use a lot of hashtags. But the thing is that most of the children, they have this fear of missing out. They don't really understand, or they don't want to know. वो जानना नहीं चाहते, वो बस ये चाहते हैं कि हम अपडेटेड रहें. There is a big gap between the information and जो हमें जानना है. इंफॉर्मेशन हमें चाहिए क्या, और हमें ट्रेंड होने के लिए या हमें ज्यादा से ज्यादा एक्सेप्ट होने के लिए क्या करना चाहिए. तो ग्रेटिफिकेशन becomes one of the reasons why people use a lot of social media, and they keep on posting things which are not supposed to be there on their particular web pages. I see a lot of children doing their TikTok videos, which is okay, which was fine. Then the reels and the kind of songs that they have been posting, the kind of stories that they have been acting upon, the kind of dialogues. तो इसमें पेरेंट्स का भी इन्वॉल्वमेंट है, क्योंकि आप भी खुद शूट कर रहे हो, आपको आपका बच्चा क्यूट लग रहा है, बट बैकग्राउंड में उसके दिमाग में क्या इंप्रेशन पड़ रहा है कि अगर मैं थोड़ा सा ट्वर्क कर दूं, मैं थोड़ा सा घूम जाऊं, तो शायद मुझे उतने लाइक्स मिल जाएंगे. आई हैव सीन पर्सनली फ्यू चिल्ड्रन इन माय ओन सराउंडिंग wherein they had a competition कि किसके पास सबसे ज्यादा लाइक्स आते हैं. On one song they perform on a app, on a short making app, and इसमें parents involved हो गए. They had paid promotions. So I will not only blame, or I will not only seek help for the children, but I will also like to involve parents too in this. So when we're talking about balance, when we're talking about detoxification, I'm sure जितने भी हम सब थे यहाँ पे, just for an example, जब तक हमारी मीटिंग शुरू नहीं हुई हम सब अपने फोन्स पे देख रहे थे कि कोऑर्डिनेट्स कैसे हैं, क्या कर रहे हैं, करेक्ट? So this is a real time example ourselves. So let's start working on ourselves, and probably we'll influence our kids to, do better in life. And that's my
The change you want to make in the society as a second keynote speaker, I'd say. That's true. Fantastic. I mean, like you are also talking about किस तरह से हम सोशल मीडिया का प्रॉपर यूज एडवोकेट कर पाए सोसाइटी को, पेरेंट्स को, द सोसाइटी। डॉक्टर सोनाली राठी हमारे साथ हैं, शी इज वाइस प्रेसिडेंट ऑफ आई वुड रिक्वेस्ट डॉक्टर सोनाली राठी।
यस सर, थैंक यू सर।
यू वेलकम।
सभी ने बहुत कुछ बोल दिया है, बस थोड़ा बहुत कहना चाहूँगी। एंड दिस इज़ माय फर्स्ट टाइम टू, पहली बार मैं स्क्रीन पे बात करने की कोशिश कर रही हूँ। कुछ गलती हो तो प्लीज़ माफ़ कीजिएगा। Social media has repeatedly demonstrated its remarkable ability to connect with people. It has emerged the lockdown imposed due to COVID-19 is the witness closure of school and various educational institutes leaving behind social media, the only place where students and teachers have their interaction for their schoolings further. There are indeed two sides of media, social media use. One positive and of course another is negative. On one hand, it has proved to be an effective place for sharing, renewing and getting quick information to any doubt you may have. While on the other hand, it allows people to connect with the virtual world with the risk of disconnecting with this real world. So it is up to us which one we lean towards more, and how responsibly and sensibly we have to use the social media.
I agree. Question यही आ जाता है कि हम करें क्या?
Yes sir.
What should we do actually? The positive side is there, the negative side is there. And of course,
sir, the parents are always indulge in their devices and ignore their words, especially as a parent, our kids' word. It may lead to addiction of virtual word, behavioral and psychological problem. It can just superficial knowledge, disconnection with family members, depression, and just few tools are there, sir, to ensure that only apps that are important for studies should be downloaded.
Good.
From our side only. Discipline you are not to use social media or your phone when you are studying from books. Instead, underline or write down some notes or doubts and search for them when you have done reading complete.
I agree with you, and may I ask Dr. Chinu Agrawal to intervene here and have her expert opinion on this very specific recommendation made by Sonali Rathi ji.
जी, so Sonal ma'am,
yes sir,
this recommendation that you are making, how do you think it is going to impact us?
First of all, Chinu, we have to work out on ourselves only, need to create a balance with ourselves only. When we will, जब हम खुद
exactly, just like Sneha just said, कि जब हम खुद ही रोल मॉडल बने हुए हैं, पूरा टाइम मोबाइल में हैं, तो हम कैसे एक्सपेक्ट करते हैं कि हमारे बच्चे जो हैं वो सोशल मीडिया का प्रवचन हमारा सुनकर और उसको साइड में कर दे, बिकॉज दे सी दैट एवरीथिंग। देखो, वैल्यू एजुकेशन के लिए हेमा फाउंडेशन स्टैंड्स फॉर वैल्यू एजुकेशन, और वैल्यू एजुकेशन में हमेशा ये बात आती है कि एक तो है फैंसी वैल्यू और एक है रियल प्रैक्टिस्ड वैल्यू। फैंसी वैल्यू मतलब बेटा कभी झूठ नहीं बोलना चाहिए, पर रियल प्रैक्टिस वैल्यू बच्चा देख रहा है ना आपको। तो वो जो है द थियरी ऑफ लर्निंग जो है वो ये है कि द चाइल्ड लर्न्स व्हाट ही सीज rather than what he hears.
Correct.
And so the way you all are emphasizing on खुद का सुधार, उसके बाद जग का सुधार। जब खुद सुधरेंगे तब जग सुधरेगा।
Charity start from you.
As expected. Now,
Yes, charity start from ourselves only. Yeah.
Yes,
Practice what you preach.
yes, yes, you have to.
और वैल्यूज के कॉन्टेक्स्ट में सबसे ज्यादा वैल्यूज कभी भी थियोरेटिकली नहीं सिखाए जा सकते.
Absolutely, yes. It can be imbibed only, and it can be, imitated. I would go to Madam Meenu Kumar to have her opinions on this judicial use of the social media.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Madam Meenu Kumar, please.
We are unable to hear you, Meenu ji.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me now?
Yes, yes. Now
Yeah.
you can.
So I was saying that most of the guests have already said what has to be said. As an educator, I can only add that since I'm also teaching this subject, I'm a computer science teacher. So what I do is that in school and during this period also, we actually sat and counseled the mothers. We had, since mothers were working from home, so we had time. So we counseled the mothers about the judicious use of social media and also the cons of social media. And let me tell you, most of them did not know that there is a web of WhatsApp. You can have WhatsApp web also. So counseling of parents, I feel, and like Chinu ma'am has also said, and the other speakers have also said, counseling of the parents is very important, because unless and until, actually we are from a generation where the computers had just entered, but these children, they are being born in this area, so they are the experts. And the science has also told that they have more gray matter than us. So scientifically they are more intelligent, I would say. So handling them is not so easy. You have to, I talked to my 17-year-old daughter, and it's not easy convincing her to leave her tab, because all her classes are on the tab. She's getting information from the tab. So it's very important, and we tell the mothers also that you have to take that initiative. First of all, learn about this area. So we take that initiative, and then we teach them about the various dangers and success stories also. I also try and talk to my students about the success stories. Like, I always give this success story that one of my students who is an MTech, she's happily married now. When she initially started, her mother came lamenting to me that my daughter does not want to go for the 9 to 5 job. उसे नहीं अच्छा लगता, वो 9 to 5 job नहीं करना चाहती. And I asked her, फिर ये क्या करना चाहती है? She said she's very good in fashion designing. ये अपना खुद का शुरू करना चाहती है boutique. So how do I help her? I don't have the money to even get her a shop. So I told her, I said, why don't you start a WhatsApp group? We already have so many examples where you can, release your products on WhatsApp. So she initially started, and now she has grown so exponentially that she actually got married because she had actually established her own brand, and it was featured in the Hindustan Times. So I tell my students all these success stories also. I also obviously tell them the dark facts about the web also. I have to tell them. Plus, students and mothers, actually, they do not know about the cyber cell. I always, because when something happens with students, they don't know whom to approach.
Very important point.
Yeah, so I tell them that each and every district in Delhi, I'm in a Dwarka school, so I specialize. I tell them specifically about the Dwarka area, but otherwise I also give them information that all over Delhi we have cyber cells. So in case, now of course the complaint can be lodged online also. So in case there is a problem, if they do not want to talk to anybody, we have the cyber cell also.
This is
So
very,
they can approach that. We obviously tell them that they should approach their teacher or their parent, but their immediate circle of friends, as you already know, is not the parent. It is their immediate circle of friends. So we try and tackle with the students only, that in case certain things happen, some bad thing happens, that at least they have somebody to talk to in the cyber cell.
very important. I'll take away from here point, ma'am. It is fantastic. Like, parents counseling is very, very necessary. And I was waiting that some of the speakers would definitely mention about it. We are having the cybercrimes.gov.in. I think every academic body should have some or other information provided to the children. This happens on various occasions when children fail in responding to threats and vulnerabilities due to one or another region. So these are the portals which are available to the children. They can really report it without letting it to no other person. Very rightly you pointed out. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Sir,
And
I just want to add one line. Right now, NCRT is having a cyber safety awareness month, and they're doing the so many cyber awareness webinars and quizzes on for students, for teachers. So anyone who would like to appear for that, they can go to Diksha. There are a number of questions, and they can just keep them aware about that, and they can earn a certificate also.
very rightly, and ma'am, in fact,
The
these
one last thing, just one last thing. You can also, like everybody here, they can also check whether their email IDs have been hacked. I always start my session with this. I tell them, you check your email ID, you have been punked.com. So maximum number of times they come to know that, their email IDs has already been hacked. So this is the shock I give them, and then I of course take them through the session.
if the time allows us, and the support of you people to HEM Virtue with HEMA Foundation allows, then we can have another program. How can we prevent ourselves from the insecurities and vulnerabilities of the cyber crimes? That's an important point. As Madam Cheaper pointed out, CBSE, in fact, ma'am, Ministry of Home Affairs is running these all programs, and under the Ministry of Home Affairs, these all educational bodies are running. The only question comes whether we educational institutes are able to take these programs forward in our institutes and to the children or not. That remains a valid question. I'll call the last speaker of today's program, Madam Samatha Kandepu. She would really ignore if I'm not proper in the pronouncing her name.
No problem, sir. You got it right. Good
Thank you.
evening, everyone. First of all, thank you for having me here today. And I would like to congratulate HEMA Foundation and its team for coming up with this topic, because I believe it has a great significance now than before. Social media is something that we cannot avoid, especially, that is what 2020 had taught us. We cannot deny the fact that this is the platform that kept us connected in the last 1 year. It helped us to move further. It just saved many jobs. So as most of the speakers have already mentioned, there are a lot of advantages and pros up for it, but at the same time, there are cons as well. We need to take it with a pinch of salt. If certain precautions are not taken, it can be very dangerous as well. So we as educators and elders, it is imperative for us to, make our children understand why is it so important to learn and, to understand what is this social media all about. So just a year back, as one of the esteemed speaker was talking about, the phone was kept away from the child. We used to ask them not to touch the phone, but now the phones, without phone, they can't even continue their education. That is the scenario now we got. So as we kept them away from these things, so we can do it. We have to understand and we have to educate them about the dark side of social media, which includes cyberbullying, addictive use of media, and trolling, online witch hunts, fake news. All those things we need to make our students aware. So what I just want to add a few more things here, like how we ask. Suppose if a child wants to learn driving, we don't directly give them the vehicle, right? First, we'll teach them how to drive. We'll, enable them to get the LLR done and your driving license done. Then we educate them about the vehicle. There is a process for that. We go step by step. In the same way, I believe when we're introducing the child to social media, there has to be a step by step process that all the parents are also missing out on this. The role of the parents is also very, very important here. So what I believe is how we teach young children, because here it is very, very important to catch them young and teach them at the primary age. How we talk about good touch, bad touch, all those, be aware of a stranger, but we don't do that when it comes to the cyber life. When it comes to the social media, we don't just caution them anything. When we ask a child not to talk to a stranger outside, then why are we allowing our child to talk to a random person on the social platform? So this is very important for the parent also to understand that the safety behavior has to be taught to the child at a very, very early age. So we all know that these days, more than 75% of our youth do watch, they spend their screen time 2 to 3 hours a day. So I'm certain that anything we use for so long and so much time on this, it definitely would impact on their, brain and all. So as our speakers were talking about, the fear of missing out something, and the research has shown that it will lead them to depression, anxiety, and many things. So what do we do with this? So as all the esteemed speakers have covered till now, I would like to just add a couple of things here. Making the child be aware of themselves, make them self-aware. Ask them to look into the happiness from within, not from outside. If just because someone likes their photo or just gets back to them on social media, they are more popular. So that is not the scenario here. Ask them to know more about themselves, their inner feelings, their likes, their dislikes, their value system. It's very, very important to make the parent also understand and educate them. Why is it so important to make the child self-aware? And also encourage students to have offline friends, encourage them to develop a hobby. So all these things are very much required. And how we talk about having a good immunity physically, we need to have good mental immunity also. We need to detoxify ourselves and all those things. So do not let the devices be next to our bed and all those things. So the time doesn't permit, so I'm not taking long. So all that I would like to conclude that as we all know that today's youth is tomorrow's future, and we are all very proud that this is young India, and it is our responsibility to keep our youngsters safe. And all the schools have to make it mandatory to make the cybercrime awareness programs mandatory for everyone.
Perfect. That's a perfect
Right.
suggestion, that we have to make it mandatory. Cybercrime education shall be made
Yeah.
in the educational institutes.
And talk about our value system also. That is also very important.
Thank you so much. I think if you will talk about HEMA Foundation and HEM Virtues, there are a lot of value systems we have developed. It will help you a
Yes,
lot.
yes.
And it was really wonderful. There was very powerful suggestion that has come from your side, as offline friend should be promoted and mandatory cyber cell shall be established in the educational institutes. We are having our another academic expert, Dr. Ravi Vijayam. I would definitely invite her to have her opinions in short.
All of you spoke really well, very, very valid points. I do not want to add anything more. It is splendid. You're all experienced people. But, we are dealing with digital natives. So we have to accept it. One point is very clear, that the social media is going to stay. So there is no point in escaping from that. How much ever we guide the parents or the students or the adults, whoever it is, there is no way. But there is something which we can do. I feel two things, just quick points. One, suppose a vessel you have, it is already full. Imagine the vessel is full. How much ever you add onto it, it will overflow. So the students right now are full with the obsession on social media and mobile. So whatever advice we are going to give to them is going to overflow. So what is the solution? The interest of the children have to be diverted. Diverting the interest of the children from social media to something useful. How you and me were used to reading. Reading was our option. Our parents diverted our attention. So from one interest to another interest, if we are able to divert them, probably that may be a solution. Probably, I'm not too sure. Second point quickly, schools themselves. I'm talking about schools. I'm not talking about any principal. Schools themselves are so crazy about popularity. The moment anything happens in the school, it is just on to the media. I did it, you did it, everybody did it. So children look at the schools and learn. When we are doing like that, that is going to. So schools have to have a little sense of control in dealing with social media. It has to be an educative platform for schools. That is what I would say, rather than seeking for popularity. That's all. It was a wonderful session. Thank you, Nagpalji. You are muted. You are muted, please. Hanji.
I'm saying there are excellent suggestions. It was an excellent session, a lot of great suggestion and powerful suggestion in a common. We need to implement those. If I do have to, summarize those, we started with a regular counseling thing. We moved on to the digital detoxification is really needed. Adult to adult communication is to be established. We need to have certain apps downloaded which can really update us. We really need to avoid instant gratification. We have to have an an approach of being the role model of the children. That's very important. Parents counseling is discussed. Cyber cell has come up in a very important topic where all academic institutions should take part in. And as Vijaya ma'am had said it, that schools should really be very careful that what they're promoting. It was an excellent and mind-boggling session. I mean, I learned a lot of things from today's session. Hopefully, whatever the conclusions we people are drawing here, we are implementing it. हेमा फाउंडेशन हेमा फाउंडेशन की सारी टीम और हेमा फाउंडेशन की जो टू क्रिएट ए वैल्यू बेस्ड सोसाइटी, आप सबको तहे दिल से धन्यवाद ज्ञापित करती है that you all been here, you spared your time and you spared your wisdom with all of us. Whoever is listening surely will get benefited out of it, and at their all relevant places they will try to implement it. So thank you so much. आप अपना ख्याल रखिए और हम आपसे आशा करते हैं कि आप फिर दोबारा हेमा फाउंडेशन के सभी प्रोग्राम्स पर शामिल होंगे, सम्मिलित होंगे और इस वैल्यू एजुकेशन को और द रियल एजुकेशन को आगे ले जाने में हेमा फाउंडेशन का, हेम मंथन का, हम सभी का साथ देंगे, सहयोग देंगे। मैं आपका हृदय से धन्यवाद ज्ञापित करता हूं। वंदे मातरम की ओर हम चलते हैं, उसके बाद में आज के प्रोग्राम का समापन करते हैं। पुनः धन्यवाद आपका।